In this video, we're going to talk directly about dihybrid crosses and their Punnett squares. And so a dihybrid cross is really just cross-fertilization between two dihybrid organisms. And recall from our previous lesson video that dihybrid organisms are organisms that are heterozygous for two specific genes. And so there is a very characteristic phenotypic ratio for dihybrid crosses that you should all be familiar with. And that characteristic phenotypic ratio is 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. And so we'll be able to get some clarity on that once we get to our image down below. And so if we take a look at this image, notice that we're showing you over here a dihybrid cross, crossing two dihybrid organisms. And so notice that parent number 1 is a dihybrid organism because it's heterozygous for two genes. It's heterozygous for the shape gene here, and it's heterozygous for the color gene here. And also notice that parent number 2 is also dihybrid in the same way because it's heterozygous for these two genes. And dihybrid organisms have more possibilities when it comes to their gametes. And so notice that they have more gametes than what we've seen before in our other Punnett squares. And these more possibilities, these increased possibilities of gametes creates a larger, more complex Punnett square. But it works in the same way as our previous Punnett squares, where each box represents a possible fertilization event of the gametes that you see aligned. And so ultimately, when we take a look at the results of this dihybrid cross Punnett square, what you'll see is a very characteristic phenotypic ratio, where there are 9 possibilities that have the dominant trait for both genes. So 9 round and 9 yellow phenotypes. So 9 dominant phenotypes. Then we have 3 dominant recessive phenotypes. So 3 round green phenotypes, dominant recessive. Then we have another 3 that are recessive dominant, so 3 wrinkled yellow phenotypes. And then we have 1 that is recessive, 1 wrinkled green phenotype. And so this 9 to 3 to 3 to 1 phenotypic ratio is very characteristic of a dihybrid cross. And it's evidence to show that there is independent assortment that occurs. And so this here concludes our introduction to dihybrid crosses and their Punnett squares and how they create this characteristic phenotypic ratio of 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. And we'll be able to apply the concepts that we've learned here as we move forward in our course. So I'll see you all in our next video.